What's up, guys? Sound Alchemist in the business once again. Today we are going to be looking into my Shadow of the Hero deck. That's right, guys, Shaddoll and Heroes will be seen in their epicness. And I also got a couple matches for you guys to watch. So without further ado, let's get into the deck list. Alright, so to start off with this heroic Shaddoll deck, I got one elemental hero, Neos Alias. He's a 1900 beat stick, and he's pretty good when fusing or using him for Shaddoll fusions. Next up, I got two Blaze Man. Really good card. Lets me combo off with Shadow Mist by dumping him into the grave. Or if I want to, I can get a polymerization to my hand. Next up, I got two Shadow Mist. I had three, but it was getting kind of cloggy, so I bumped it down to two. Basically the MVP of the deck, can summon Dark Law, and just overall a good card. And then finishing off Elemental Heroes with one Bubble Man. Basically just there for fusions, and sometimes his effect comes in handy. So if he's the only card in my hand, I can special summon it and draw two more. Pretty good card. So on to the Shaddolls. I got one Squamata, basically a beat stick with a destroying effect. Two Falcos, which lets me bring back cards from the graveyard. Good effect as well. One Hedgehog in order to gain back basically any Shaddoll spell card. Two Dragons to bounce back cards on the field, and 1900's a pretty strong attack. And then I got the one Beast for the draw power. And then finishing off my monsters with two Mathematicians, allowing me to dump the Shaddolls or Shadow Mist for crazy combos. And on to the spells, I got one Allure of Darkness for that draw power. Two Mystical Space Typhoons. Eventually they're going to be switched out for Galaxy Cyclone. Just give it time. One Hero Lives to summon out my Shadow, my Shadow Mist, which goes into Dark Law. One Dark Hole for removal, which will become Raigeki eventually. One Polymerization. Two Emergency Calls for that search. Two Shaddoll Fusions, really good card. Now the one card that I don't have yet is going to be Al Shaddoll Fusion. Basically the same thing as Shadow Fusion, just an instant speed. Got two Miracle Fusions for the Elemental Hero Fusion plays, two Mass Charge, two Mask Change, basically for my heroes, and then I got two Mass Change seconds. This card is really good, so I can bring out a bunch of Elemental Heroes for Mathematician, for example, and any Shaddolls. Good card. And then my traps, one Bottomless, one Breakthrough, one Evacuation Device, just staples. I got two Pinpoint Guards, which allows me to bring back Shadow Mist, which effects kicks in, and then I get a Mass Change to my hand. Good card. And then one Sinister Shadow Games for the Shaddolls. Now on to the extra deck, the juicy part of the deck. So I have two Dark Law, Game Changer right here, MVP of the deck. One Anki, pretty good attack, and if I do damage, I can get a Mass Change and then Mass Change him out for another one of these guys. Good combo there. I have one Dian for the Mathematician and Mass Change second play, and if he does damage, I can bring out Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist effects kicks in, and then I get a Dark Law. I got one Koga. Got one Acid, which plays in really good with the Absolute Zero. Then I got one The Shining, one Nova Master for the Blaze Man, and then the card that I thought was pretty good in the deck, Vision Hero Trinity. This guy is a 5000 beater when he's first summoned, and he can attack every single monster your opponent has. Really good card. And then my favorite hero, Contrast Hero Chaos. This guy just negates stuff, and he's a 3000 beat stick. Really good guy. And for the Shaddolls, I got one Grista, which I can summon with the Blaze Man. One Shikahiga, which I summon with the Mathematician. I got the Winda and the Construct. And that's my deck, guys. For this next matchup, I'm playing against another hero player, which is always good to see what happens in the mirror match. So I got a good hand, at least I think I do. So I just go with the face down Hedgehog for that Shaddoll card. He goes into that heavy back row face down, so it's like I don't know what he has going on. So I just hope it's nothing too bad. So for my turn, I just draw, flip it up, get that Shaddoll fusion into my hand, and then I cyclone his face down. So this is when I know what kind of deck he's playing, since it's a mass change too, so it's got to have some kind of heroes in it. So I just summon the Alias because he has a high attack and hopefully can get through whatever defense he's got. So it goes through the Goblinberg and I hit for 800. The play he should have done was summon Goblinberg and then special summon Shadow Mist so he could get that mass change. But he already had one, so he goes into his Anki, which is going to kill my Neos Alias, which lets him get another mass change and mass change into Dark Law. Nasty combo right there, guys. So for my turn, I go for the Allure of Darkness, which lets me draw 2 as long as I banish a dark monster. And then I go into all these polymerizations and Raigeki in order to bring out Winda. Now I thought this was going to do more since I'm minimizing the capability of him special summoning, and I know heroes like to do that a lot. So I just summon Winda and I let my guy's effects kick in. Falco gets to be special summoned again face down, and with my Shadow Mist I get Diamond Dew to my hand. So I try to maybe do something with his effect, doesn't work out, so I just go for the damage. For his turn, it turns out to be a pretty nasty one. He does Blaze Man's effect, which lets me get a polymerization, and this is where he gets his special summon. So he goes into the Absolute Zero, which is a pretty crazy dude. When he dies, he gets to clear the board, and that's pretty helpful. And he's actually pretty smart since he goes for the mass charge, getting his hero and his mass change into his hand. So he attacks my Winda, which was a really smart move. Since she is now dead, he can special summon as many times as he wants. And then he goes for that acid. Yeah, like I said, Absolute Zero's effects kicks in, which kills all my guys, but luckily Falco's effect also kicks in, which he gets to be special summoned face down. Goes for that form change, summons DN. DN's effect kicks in. When it destroys a monster, it can summon an elemental hero. So he goes for that Shadow Mist, which lets him get another mass change, which goes into that Dark Law. And at this point, I have no choice but to concede and lose the game. So even though I lost, I learned a bunch of tips and tricks with this guy's hero deck, which I could use in mine. That Absolute Zero acid play is pretty nasty, especially when you got a lot of back row and a lot of monsters. And this just goes to show you that the game can go either way. Alright, in this replay I'm going to be showing you an OTK from my Shadow of the Hero deck. So here we go. Alright, so as you can see our cards here. He plays Sanctuary in the Sky, which protects him from all battle damage, which doesn't really do much since all of his creatures in his hands are actually high levels. Well, I guess he could have summoned Guardian Iatos, but I don't know why he didn't. Anyway, that was a really bad move for him, since I've got a pretty good hand here. Raigeki is just going to get rid of all his monsters, and let's just keep on going. So I just put a face down and pass the turn over. And for some reason he doesn't do anything again, and this is where I tried to take advantage of that. So my Shaddoll Dragon, when it's flipped face up, I get to place a card he controls back to his hand. And I'm like, well, he only has one card, so, you know, I think you know what's coming. Even if he did summon his Guardian Iatos, it would have just been bounced back. So I put a breakthrough skill just in case anything crazy happens. I got a Hero Lives, which allows me to special summon a hero monster at the cost of half of my life points. which is pretty good, especially when you pair it up with Shadow Mist, which lets me get the mass change, and that's exactly what happens. And I get the mass change here. I flip it up, send his card back to his hand, and then I play my Squamata, and I just go in for the attack. And then I mass change him to Dark Law, hit him again, and then I fusion summon once more. And this, he's only got 900. Winda is just gonna seal the deal here. Pretty quick matchup, if you say so. And with that being said, we are back to the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think of this deck. What should I put in, take out? Just overall what you thought. Also, the duels were pretty interesting. I actually showed a loss, something a lot of people don't do. So let me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see next. I do have my Hero Click collection to unveil on this Transmuting with the Alchemist, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. I have been the Sound Alchemist here with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.